Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and I hope you're having a fantastic afternoon. Now, when you take Swati origins and put a global spin on it, the result that you get is certainly Nkosiyati Khumalo. After moving to the US in 1990, he spent most of his formative years in a country that he would soon become his home. Nkosiyati sharpened his craft in marketing, television, and the radio space before making the 9-year rise to his current position as editor-in-chief of GQ South Africa. Now, he joins us today to talk about his journey and, of course, the lessons that he's learned along the way. Welcome to the loft.
Thank you so much.
I finally, Sakbamb, we got you. We have been trying to get this gentleman on Afternoon Express for so long, but you're a busy man, of course, being the editor-in-chief of GQ South Africa. I mean, for lots of people, they would call this the pinnacle of being in the fashion industry. Has this always been your goal? Is this your gift? Do you feel like I've made it?
I do feel like as if it's my gift. I think it's a goal that I thought would come a lot later in life.
Okay.
So for it to come when it did was just an amazing privilege and an amazing gift.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that I've always thought about. I've always been a lover of reading and writing and storytelling, no matter what the platform. We were always a media literate and media hungry household. We watched the news together. We watched all kinds of different news platforms and news magazine platforms together. I grew up reading everything from Sweet Valley High to H.G. Wells.
Sweet Valley High, take me back, sir, take me back here.
And everything in between.
Yeah.
You know, I would read Time magazine and as part of school projects, so I was always kind of very media hungry, loved storytelling. When I thought about what I wanted to do as a career, I really came back to the fact that I love people. And I could do a lot of things, but I love people. I love being around people. I love learning about their stories and then being able to share them. And that led me to media, to journalism, to a little bit of marketing,
okay.
And to understand that space and how it's done and how it's produced.
Yeah.
So I'm so fortunate that I was able to study a little bit of that and do that in my full-time job. It's an amazing privilege.
I think timing is everything. Yeah. And as you say, people say, the saying goes, you know, when you plan, God laughs. So as much as you thought that this might be further along as a goal, but look, the time is now, and we needed people like you to step into these very big shoes and, of course, take that magazine to the very next level. And, of course, you've attributed the person that you are to the formative years that you spent in the US. I mean, how was that for you? And what was it about that experience that added to this character?
You know, I think when people hear America or even other countries in the Northern Hemisphere and in the West, you immediately think of the land of milk and honey. And
I'm telling you, yeah.
Everything's just going to be given to you. These opportunities are just waiting for you. You have to go out there and get them. And especially there, the competition is 20 times bigger than you could even imagine. Yeah. You have to go out there and get them. Nobody's going to give you anything. You have to know who you are, and you have to fight for that every day and fight for your space. And so you get that hustle mentality kind of very early. And I think that's been a big characteristic of what I've been able to do in my career now, is that when I got here, I didn't know anybody. I was just a student with a funny accent and a name that even my family tells me I mispronounce.
Wow.
So I had to say, well, you know, this is who I am. This is what I'm here to do. This is what I like to do. Please give me a chance. I knocked on doors like crazy until someone gave me a chance. And I'm so grateful for people who've become friends in my life who have done that for me at different stages of my life and my career, to say, you know what, our company doesn't even have an internship, but we're going to create one for you.
Wow.
One of my friends said that her name is Stephanie Pulker, and she opened that door for me there. And doors have just kept opening me for me since then.
They do say that they can't hire you if they don't know you exist.
Yeah.
And, you know, you need to get into the room, you need to knock on the door for them to open it for you,
exactly.
to usher you in. And a lot of the time we find ourselves, I mean, I am no stranger to this, kind of doing what you have to do to get where you want to be.
Yeah.
And of course, by that, I mean going into jobs, different organizations. I mean, I was in corporate, believe it or not. So I know, but I learned so many lessons from those jobs. I mean, what jobs did you have that you feel like were so pivotal to the person that you are today, and that you couldn't have run this magazine without them?
Sometimes I say that you can't drive a Ferrari and you can't pray for a Ferrari if you don't have a driver's license. What's the point?
So true, that hits home.
You've really got to pick up those little things. So one of the things I did was installing kitchen cabinets once upon a time. We used to hang flat screen TVs with my neighbor who was a contractor. I worked in retail. All those things feed into what I do now because you think about the whole experience. So from that construction angle, I think about what it takes to produce an event. And to produce an experience where people walk in and every single touch point says something. Not only what it looks like, what it smells like, what it sounds like, what it feels like, how they're greeted when they walk into a room. That directly feeds into how we plan and develop an event now. And the same is true for so many other things. Even just dealing with a customer in a retail space, you learn, well, what's their story? What do they want to wear this outfit to? Let me think about that, and let me help them see the best version of themselves.
My goodness.
You know, and every day that comes into what I do, whether it's planning a story, whether it's working on a layout with my art team and my art director, whether it's presenting an event or hosting an event, or even just having a conversation, doing a video interview, no matter what, those skills always play a part. Even if it's just a retail job to make some money while I was a student.
You had to learn some
feeds
things,
in.
yeah. I think it's that attention to detail that you have that makes you pull off such incredible events like the one that you had on Sunday, the GQ Man of the Year. I mean, it just goes to show that everything is for a reason. And of course, successful, the who's who, biggest names, of course. And you don't come across as those, you know, like Marisa Priestley, Devil Wears Prada editors, the standoffish, the cold, the ruthless. You're very easy to deal with. There's a human behind that. And I see the same thing. I mean, we had Asanda recently on the show, Asanda Sizani, and you guys seem like this new age of black editors-in-chiefs that are kind of opening yourselves up. How does that dynamic work when you are leading a team, and how do you ensure that everyone stays motivated and inspired?
You know, I think the thing we have to remember, and anyone in the media space now, is that it's a people business. So amidst all of that wannabe noise and that kind of high position that you have, it's a people business. And I think that's so important. I've been able to develop really good relationships with people on my team, such that I've been able to learn what their vocabulary is and learn what they need in order to do their job. So that when I'm planning something, we collaborate, but I also know what their goals are and what their needs are from a design perspective, from a copy editing perspective, from a fashion perspective and a styling perspective. And when you do that, the collaborations get that much tighter. And you can really develop something great together, and that's what makes it really special for me. I think the other thing we have to remember is that we're not bigger than the brand. And we have this amazing privilege to be custodians of these fantastic international brands with more than 60 years of heritage in GQ's case. And that's bigger than me. That means the stories are not for me or for my team to shine, but it's for the people in those stories to shine, and the audience listening and reading and engaging with that story to really feel an emotional connection. That's above anything else. That's above my ego. That's above my position. Doesn't matter whether I'm the intern or the editor-in-chief. We have to focus on that.
So humble.
Keep people at the core of it, really.
Yeah, well, that humility is, I'm sure, what keeps readers coming back for more. It's that human touch. Of course, I'm not sure if you viewers at home can see it, but Nkosiyati has this incredible GQ badge here, and he says he's keeping it close to his heart, and it's that passion that you have for the brand that's gotten you this far. But don't go anywhere. We're going to pick your brain towards the end of the show and, you know, dive in a little deeper. Thank you so much.
Thank you.